What if we raised $1 million between 20 to 50 of us? That's the email Max Altschuler sent in 2021. No fancy pitch deck, no complicated financial models, just one simple question. But that question would later transform how B2B SaaS go-to-market companies make decisions. And today, that casual email has turned into a $54 million fund backed by over 300 operators from companies like AWS, OpenAI, and Snowflake. This is exactly what happens when you see something everyone else misses. That in B2B, trust isn't just part of your strategy. Trust is your strategy. Most people think Max's story starts with go-to-market fund, but to understand how the 8th employee at an early stage startup built one of tech's most powerful trust networks, we need to go back to when he was trying to figure out sales with zero experience, zero resources, and zero idea that he was actually building the future of B2B decision-making. But before we get into this incredible story, hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell, or hit the link under my name on this post. Every Wednesday, I break down how the most successful founders have built their empires. In 2021, Max joins Udemy as employee number 8. No tech experience, no sales background, just pure hustle and a problem to solve. How do you sell when you've got nothing? Quote, we needed to do more with less. We didn't have the resources. We didn't have the headcount. We didn't have the money. We didn't have the technology.
But we needed to do more with less. We needed to figure out ways to generate more revenue using less resources. We didn't have the resources. We didn't have the headcount. We didn't have the money. We didn't have the technology, all that kind of stuff.
Most people would have followed the standard playbook, most of the same stuff that wasn't working. But Max did something different. He started experimenting with everything. Virtual assistants for outreach, early stage sales engagement platforms, any tool or tactic that could help them punch above their weight. Classic startup story, right? But here's where it gets really interesting. Other founders started noticing not just what Max was doing, but how he was doing it. They wanted to know his quote unquote hacks, the secret sauce, the systems behind the success. But even then, Max didn't have a plan. Here's what he said, quote, I never really had a plan. Let's follow this and see what doors open.
Yeah, I never really had a plan. I just kind of was like, all right, let's follow this and see what doors open and stay flexible. And
that door opened. It led to the first sales hacker conference in San Francisco. 300 people showed up to learn about modern sales tactics, but something bigger was happening. They were the beginning of a community. The momentum was undeniable. Sales Hacker exploded from one conference to global events across 32 cities. But it wasn't just about scaling, it was about trust. Every meetup, every webinar, every piece of content wasn't just information, it was validation from people who'd been there. And by the time Outreach acquired Sales Hacker in 2018, Max had built something more valuable than a media company. He'd built a trusted network, a community where B2B SaaS decisions actually happen. Sales Hacker's gone, but this wasn't the end, it was just the beginning. After the Outreach acquisition, most people would have rested, but he saw something bigger happening. While running Sales Hacker, he'd spotted a pattern. The best deals, the biggest decisions, they weren't happening in formal sales processes, they were happening in trusted networks. Way before any contact form got filled out. Max wasn't just observing this pattern, he was living it. He started angel investing, writing early checks for companies like Gong and Carbon Health, not because of fancy pitch decks, because he understood their problem, their market, and their potential. More go-to-market leaders started reaching out, not for sales advice, they wanted to know how to invest, how to spot winners, how to build lasting value. That's when Max sent the email that would change everything for him. What if we raised $1 million between 20 to 50 of us and put it into 10 companies and then meaningfully supported those companies? It went gangbusters and he ended up raising $22 million in Fund 1. This was a new kind of trust network, one where operators who built successful companies helped the next generation to do the same. While everyone else was building their traditional VC firms, he was really going out to try and do this differently and build a trust infrastructure for B2B tech. Today, 4 major communities dominate B2B SaaS decision-making. There's SaaStr with Jason Lemkin, the original B2B SaaS community. You've got Exit 5 with Dave Gearhart, Modern Marketing Leaders Hub, Go-to-Market Fund with Max Altschuler and the operator-led investment community, and then Pavilion. These are where real B2B decisions happen. Max understood something crucial. In the AI era, when traditional go-to-market tasks become automated, human relationships become more valuable, not less. That's why Go-to-Market Fund isn't structured like a traditional VC firm. There's 300 operating LPs from big companies. They help portfolio companies with sales strategies, open doors for strategic partnerships, validate new markets, and share real-world go-to-market playbooks. And on LinkedIn, Max's content strategy isn't just about going viral. It's about building trust systematically. Every post, every interaction is focused on one thing, showing how modern B2B actually worked. When he talks about the reality of B2B buying happening before first contact, he's not just sharing an insight, he's revealing how go-to-market's fundamentally changing. 73% of buying decisions happen before your first contact with a prospect, before that demo request, before that LinkedIn connection, before that first meeting. When you're making a big B2B decision, what do you do first? You don't fill out a demo request form. You ask people you trust. You check with your network. Most companies respond by sending emails, making more calls, running more ads. Max did something different. He understood that B2B buying isn't broken, it's transformed. Old ways don't cut it. Think about it. When you're considering a new tool for your tech stack, what's the first thing you do? You don't go to Google. You don't fill out contact forms. You ask your network. You check with your trusted community. The great ignore, that's what Max calls it with Mark Cosoglow, that buyers aren't just ignoring cold emails and cold outreach, they're shifting where they make decisions entirely. But here's where it becomes a big deal. While everyone's obsessing over attribution models and marketing metrics, real transformation's happening in trusted networks. And Max isn't just observing the shift, he's building the infrastructure for it. Go-to-market fund's operator network validates deals, the community insights drive investment decisions, trust becomes the real currency, and relationships scale through systems. But here's what Mac understood before everyone else. As more tasks get automated, human relationships stand out more. People follow people. So what does this mean for you? Let me break down the 3 key principles from Max's playbook as I see them. 1, be where conversations happen. Stop chasing leads, start joining communities, build real relationships before you need them. Create value in these trusted networks and let your community drive discovery. Number 2 is build trust at scale. This isn't just about posting content, it's about creating value, engaging authentically across your network, building authority through real insights, and leveraging community validation. Number 3, embrace AI meaningfully. What does this really mean? You want to build a system that hits on timing. You want to enable and enhance your human relationships and let AI help you. You want to scale your personal connections. You want to enable deeper engagement and support your community growth. So here's how I'm applying these lessons. First, I'm building my founder brand. I'm not just doing this to go viral. I'm clearly focused on delivering this content to you and showing up consistently with real value. That's why I do these breakdowns every Wednesday. Second, I'm building my own media channels. I started with a newsletter. You want to click the link below to get into the description. It's where I break down these deep strategies and Max's stories in there and all the viral posts that he's had and why it happened. Every week, you get an unfiltered look at their content strategies, but how they build their network and really what really moves the needle. These YouTube breakdowns are another piece. Every Wednesday, I'm breaking down another creator and another founder, just like Max, to go deeper. And I've just launched Go-to-Market Snacks, a new podcast where I get into people's heads about how pipeline is tied to that one thing that they do well. The real messy truth about how to get your hands dirty in building. So third thing is building community. Because here's what Max taught me. Individual success is good, but community success, that's unstoppable. So in a world of endless automation and AI, human trust networks become more valuable. The future of go-to-market isn't about perfect attribution or automation. It's about being present where decisions really happen, and increasingly those decisions are being made and validated across these trusted communities. Here's what this means. The game has changed. Trust is your real asset, and the future is community first. The question isn't whether this transformation is happening. It's whether you're ready for it. So if you want more of these founder breakdowns, hit that subscribe button below, click the link under my name, and get into the newsletter where I drop this every Wednesday. And we'll also be seeing new podcast episodes. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Wednesday.